incredible poise and professionalism when he got hurt to wait and set his man up. Littles was trying hard. I think the cut maybe took him out of his game a little. Certainly an uncharacteristic fight for him to just go that stir crazy, but the fight was short and exciting.
It's ironic because we kept trying to make a point of the fact that both are humble, both are personable, yet all of that went right out the window once those guys got in the ring and the bell sounded and they turned into two wild men.
Steve, almost as it should. Not necessarily wild men, but you know, you leave the niceness here, you take out the hot edges in this case favor the champion.
Well, let's take a look at the challenger, Alicea. We asked Alicea, how do you prepare for a fighter like Hamed, who's so unique in style and demeanor, in stark contrast to Hamed's bombastic and explosive, electrifying personality? Alicea calmly said he realized that Hamed tries to make you look bad, so he's ready for all of the mental games. He told us he won't look at Hamed's antics and histrionics before the fight. I guess that's easy enough to say, but I wonder how you block out the crowd reaction and the whole circus environment, which is about to begin as soon as you see Naseem. So here is the #1 contender, Daniel Alicea, from Santurce, Puerto Rico, 15-0 with 13 knockouts, his first world title shot. And you hear the crowd reaction, the pro-Naseem crowd here in England. Bobby, what do you think of this kid?
We know he's got tremendous height and reach for that lighter weight, only 126 pounds, 5'7". He seems to have good boxing skills. I've seen some tape on him, not any of his full fights. If he can really punch well, and his defense is good, he should be a nice little test for Naseem. And you know, he didn't have a tremendous amount of respect for Naseem. He called him a dwarf.
Yeah, those were very sharp words by Daniel Alicea. The question is, how do you get close enough to a fighter that nobody's been able to get close to yet? And that's the question for Daniel Alicea, who, as Bobby points out, does have punching power, but will he be able to land on the champion, Naseem? Alicea said, I won't concentrate on Naseem's nuttiness, just on pressing him. His defense is too open. I've had 2 or 3 months to figure him out. And then he took that verbal swipe, calling Naseem a dwarf. And if Alicea had said that in Yemen, where Naseem's parents are from, he'd be in deep trouble. Hamed is the equivalent of a lord in Yemen. Here's Jimmy Lennon Jr.
And now, making his way to the ring, here comes the defending WBO featherweight champion of the world, Britain's Naseem Hamed.
Well, they're used to royalty here in England, and Prince Naseem knows exactly how to milk it. As this crowd erupts with Naseem making his explosive entrance. Bud Schulberg said boxing is show business with blood. We surely don't want to see much blood, but Hamed obviously plays the showbiz angle to the hilt. Look at this. He's not really a prince, in case you're wondering. He was dubbed Prince by his manager, Brendan England, who discovered him fighting on a schoolyard ground at age 7. The son of Yemeni immigrants, he grew up and still lives in Sheffield, England. His picture is on a stamp in Yemen, and it hangs on a wall at the Yemen airport right next to the president. Here he comes.
Let's do it.
not try that at home. From the Arthur Murray School of Boxing, Prince Naseem Hamed. He's treated like a rock star here in England and says he'll send shockwaves all over America. To the tail of the tape, the champion Hamed just 22, Alicea 23. Hamed listed at 5'5", but could be 2 to 3 inches shorter. Alicea 5'7". The weight even, 125 3/4, and the 1.5-inch reach advantage for Alicea. And the WBO rules for this title fight. The scoring under the 10-point must system. 3 judges will score. No standing 8. 3 knockdown rule is in effect. Only the referee can stop the fight. A fighter cannot be saved by the bell except in the final round. If an accidental foul occurs before the end of the third, it's a no decision. After the end of the third, they go to the scorecards. Over to Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Please be upstanding for the playing of the national anthems.
Un cielo siempre nítido le sirve de dosel y dan arrullos plácidos las olas a sus pies cuando a sus playas llegó Colón. Exclamó lleno de admiración. Esta es la linda tierra que busco yo. Es Borinquen la hija del mar y el sol, 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 del mar y el sol.
¡Que viva Puerto Rico!
Ladies and gentlemen in attendance, boxing fans joining us across the UK on Sky Sports, and sports fans joining us around the world. We welcome you to the Newcastle Arena here in beautiful Newcastle, England, as it is time for the main event of the evening, and it's all brought to you by Frank Warren's Sports Network and Don King Productions, as sponsored by NBC and Adidas. This bout coming your way is sanctioned by the World Boxing Organization, President Francisco Valcarcel, supervisor at ringside John Montano, along with the British Boxing Board of Control, the stewards in charge, Nipper Reed and Bob Graham. Our physician at ringside, Dr. Alan Trotter, timekeeper at the bell, Albert Kelleher, judges at ringside, scoring this bout, Rafael Lopez, Victor Salamon, and Giuseppe Tondaro. And introducing to you our referee in charge, working in this, his 40th world title bout, introducing Raul Cais. All right, fans, here we go with the main event of the evening. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance, and boxing fans joining us around the world, it's showtime! With the WBO Featherweight Championship of the World scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. Introducing to you first the challenger on my left, fighting out of the red corner, entering the ring wearing red, white, and blue trunks, fighting out of and representing Santurce, Puerto Rico. He weighed in at 8 stone, 11 3/4 pounds, or 125 3/4 U.S. pounds. Here is the former amateur champion who is undefeated in his campaign in the ring with 15 wins, no losses, 13 big wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, he is making his first attempt at a world title. Please welcome the undefeated WBO #1 featherweight contender, introducing Daniel Pipino Alicea. And his opponent across the ring on my right is the colorful defending world champion, fighting out of the blue corner, entering the ring wearing gold trunks with black trim. He is hailing from his hometown of Sheffield, England, and proudly representing his heritage of Yemen. His weight the same as his opponent, 8 stone, 13 3/4 pounds, or 125 3/4 U.S. pounds. His outstanding unbeaten record includes 21 wins, no losses, with 19 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, he is making his second defense of his title. Please welcome one of boxing's young sensations. Here is the one and only and one-of-a-kind, undefeated WBO featherweight champion of the world, introducing Prince Naseem Hamed. Once again, our referee in charge of this bout now to give instructions, Raul Pais.
Hamed already going to the taunting tactics in the face of Alicea. Hamed predicts a KO inside 3 rounds.
Huesito aquí, abajo. Bone here on down. Keep your punches up. Good luck. Buena suerte los dos.
Raul Pais out of West Covina, California, who opted not to wear a microphone during the fight. So Daniel Alicea and Prince Naseem Hamed. Hamed, in a nutshell, unique, outstanding reflexes, blurring hand speed, his flamboyant, cocky, showboating style, masking the fact that he is deceptively strong. He knocked out his last opponent, Saeed Lawal from Nigeria, on the first punch of the fight, 3 seconds in.
Well, you know, you can see how he jumps in. He's got great spring in his legs. He's quick, and that creates a lot of power. But I'll tell you what, Alicea was quietly confident today, and he looks like he came here to do a job.
He said he wanted to be centered. Keep this into boxing. Let him play around all he wants. But he's coming in nice and tight, gloves up, and keeping an eye on the Prince.
Will Alicea have more questions for Prince Naseem than anyone has had in the past?
Naseem with his hands down, maintaining his speed of foot and the way he moves his head for his defense. That could cause him big problems as he goes up the road.
Lots of defensive antics by the champion, Prince Naseem Hamed. Very elusive, as you can see.
If Alicea is going to have a chance in this fight, he's got to establish his jab. He's got a little bit of reach. He's got tremendous height, good leverage. He's got to start to land that jab, make Prince put his hands up.
He's long and rangy at 5'7". Hamed comes at you from all angles.
But if he gets caught coming in like that, oh, it's going to be something. Because he comes in with his head first.
It has not happened yet. Here's a combination by Alicea, but Naseem Hamed able to elude any damage.
That's what we're talking about before. You got one clean right hand, but you can't get that second and third one in. He just immediately ducks and dodges and pulls all sorts of different moving and weaving angles to get out of the way.
And he often punches when he appears off balance.
He just appeared off balance that time.
Hamed shooting an uppercut straight down the middle.
I'll tell you, Alicea came here to do a job, Steve.
Keep an eye out for his left hook, but he's got power in both hands. Hamed inside a minute in the first round.
And Alicea not giving him any respect. He's coming right after him. Not going for the jive. He's keeping still. There you go.
Alicea, excellent all-around skills, but many here feel he's in too deep against Naseem. Oh, Naseem gets tagged with a straight right, and down he goes! Down he goes! For the first time as a pro, he is down! Hamed had never been down
He's getting hit by that right hand, and this kid can really bang.
So now you see Nassim's hands are up. He stopped that hands on the ground. We talked about it earlier, Steve. I said if his hands were down and he got knocked down, you'd see him start to pick him up.
The time significant. 12 seconds. Alicea stunning Naseem Hamed and this partisan crowd by knocking Hamed down in the first round.
All right. Just relax, deep breathe. Deep breathe. Just a flash, deep breathe. Deep breathe, right up, right up. Just smoke, you're just trying a little bit too hard. Just flick, flick. And as he comes on to you, trying too hard, jumping into him. Just let him come. You got me? Do you want a little drink?
Yeah, but
Give a drink, yeah, drink. Yeah. And keep your concentration now. Pick them all.
Let's take a look at that knockdown. It was as big a surprise to the Prince as it was to everybody here, let me tell you, because this kid can bang. There's the right hand. Here's another one, and that one's right on the target, and the third one goes down. You see, that wasn't just one punch.
You see he got hit. Now it was 3 straight right hands. He got hit a couple times clean and roll, something not too many people have been able to do.
He'd better be careful not to be known as the fighter formerly known as Prince. We enter round 2. Daniel Alicea oozing with confidence now, and he's got to be careful too because the Prince is extremely powerful. And we'll see how he reacts. There was a sharp, straight left by Naseem.
And Alicea took it very well. Got his attention for sure, but didn't wobble him, didn't hurt him.
The way he leans back is murder, Bobby. The Prince.
Alicea, the first man who's been able to, at least up till now, solve the befuddling style of Prince Naseem Hamed by knocking him down in the first round. And now Naseem lunging in with the right hand, didn't do anything to Alicea. The crowd reacted, but nothing there. And Alicea again coming back, but missing.
Alicea is trying to keep his hands tight, keep his defense tight. It's something he has to do because those punches from the Prince are going to come from every angle, Steve. And there's just no way to gauge when and where.
I'll say this, Alicea, very stylish and a fine ring technician.
And absolutely non-impressed with it being in the Prince. I wonder when's the last time the Prince started a fight and lost the first round 10-8. Look at that.
The defense of Naseem, and he invites him in. He says, go ahead, try hitting me on the chin.
He did try, and he dropped him when he did that last time.
In the first round, indeed. Now the dodging, the bobbing and weaving. I'll say this, Naseem's got his hands up. Usually he keeps them down by his sides.
The Prince does something another great southpaw does from time to time, and that's Colonel Whitaker. He comes down low.
Straight to his back. He is staggered. Wobbly. He tells he's okay.
He's in trouble, Steve. He's in trouble.
Naseem will try to finish it off.
He is in big trouble now.
Inside a minute to go in the second.
Remember, this kid's never been down.
Hamed getting off the canvas to try to end it here in the second. Lunging with a straight right. And just firing away. Digging to the ribs with the right. Back comes Alicea.
Alicea caught the Prince with a nice left hook, but I'll tell you what, his legs are still not totally under him.
No, if he gets hit real hard now, he'll go down.
About 30 seconds remaining in the second round. The crowd exhorting Hamed on. In unquestionably Naseem's biggest test to date.
We've lost our graphics clock, but the time is winding down. This fight is over.
And
it's
down
done.
goes Alicea again.
The referee's holding him down.
That is it. It's over. Naseem does the backflip, signifying another victory. Naseem surviving a flash knockdown in the first round to knock out the #1 contender, Daniel Alicea, in round 2.
I tell you, Bobby, in both those knockdowns, his hand hit the canvas so hard that it bounced both times. That can't help him at all.
That sometimes happens with those long, lanky fighters. You know that, Bertie. They get hit, their head snaps, and that extra length gets them whipping to the ground.
Well, while he was going on, he was doing exactly what he said he was going to do. Alicea was keeping his head, and he was boxing nicely, but he got caught. And the Prince must really be the goods, because if he can punch that hard to this kid, he looks good.
And the fans here in England seeing for the first time how he reacts under pressure. As he puts Alicea on the canvas 2 times in round 2, the second time he never got up. Prince Naseem Hamed, who proves that big things do come in little packages. The reign of Prince Naseem continues. England's brightest boxing star getting his first American exposure tonight. There's the belt. His second successful defense of the WBO featherweight belt, improving his record to 22-0 with 20 knockouts. As his crowd exults.
Now, it's the first time in a very long time that I've seen the referee holding down a fighter that's trying to get up. And mercifully so, because if he gotten up, he'd have really gotten hammered.
We know there's less than 20 seconds left in the round. It's possible he could have survived, but his head did hit that canvas very, very hard. It made a serious thud.
Twice he did that. He hit and bounced off. But still in all, a commendable gutty showing by a guy that didn't come here to lose. He came here to win. And all credit to Alicea. He just got hammered. I mean, hammered good.
As we said earlier, the diminutive Prince Naseem Hamed disguising his power brilliantly. He gets that strength from the legs, and he has some kind of pop in his punches.